New short film finally releases tomorrow. Stay tuned, but for now, please enjoy this rant. Today, I will be attempting to do the villainous chair spin with a cat. Okay, she wants to go. Well, now that that important detail in life has been taken care of, I have some things to say. What things do I have to say? Well, you might want to notice that Skeleton Crew ended. Not a lot of people did notice. It didn't get any views. In fact, it got even less views than the Acolyte, despite getting better reviews. Yeah, I watched most of it. My brother liked the beginning, didn't care for the ending. It wasn't much to write home about, but no one cared. No one cared whether it was good or bad. No one watched. Some other news you might want to know. Ryan Gosling. He's apparently in talks for a Star Wars movie done by Sean Levy, director of Deadpool and Wolverine. Didn't hear about it? Well, that's because no one cared. When Boris Kit announced the news was coming, he said it would shock you. He said some shocking news dropped. They said that this was a shocker. No one cared. No. Zip, zilch, no one cared. Gone, done, signed, sent, bedtime, fired, whatever, done, cooked. No one cares. No one cares. No one cared when James Mangold said that he didn't want to make a Star Wars film because set in any of the current continuity, because then he would upset the fans with continuity. No one cared when they say intentional things to rile up the fans. No one cares when they hire a big name director. No one cares when they say that something is going to be fixed. No one cares when they say that something isn't happening. No one cares when they intentionally try to rile up the fans. No one cares anymore. I can't do videos on Star Wars anymore, well, apart from this one, because when I do them, they don't get any views. And because this is a topic that has been exhausted. And this is something that happened with DC movies in their twilight days. No one cares about Star Wars. You're mad, Lucasfilm, you're mad about having to deal with toxic fans and angry, rageful fans. Well, you should have been grateful for them, because hateful, rage-filled fans means that they still care. When someone is angry about something, that is a sign that they still very much deeply care about something. Apathy is where you're at with all of the Star Wars fans. No one cares anymore. I never thought I would see the day when no one would care about Star Wars. It doesn't matter what you announce. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter if progress is made on a thing. Acolyte was the death blow. It was the absolute death blow for this franchise. The last straw. Why was it the last straw? Because that entire show was the most disrespectful attack on the fan base ever. Just made by someone who's so messed up. Did you read the interview where Leslie Headland said that she based her inspiration for the Acolyte was based on her dad dying, so she makes a fantasy of her self-insert character killing her surrogate father? Yeah, that was the Acolyte. It was hateful towards the fans. I don't want to get any of the victimhood from the people behind the scenes. You made this as a hit piece against the fans. And if you think that it's not possible for people behind the scenes to hate the fans of something, well, I would like to tell you, as a Harley Quinn fan, yes, it is entirely possible for somebody behind the scenes to hate a character, hate the fan base of that character or property, and want to attack the fans of it. And that is what has been happening to Star Wars. So much so that I would say that Star Wars is right now in the worst shape out of any of the theatrical franchises. Maybe not the TV franchises, but the theatrical ones. Worse shape than DC movies ever were. Why? Because DC movies were simply incompetent. They couldn't figure out what people wanted. They couldn't square away the differences behind the scenes of what different directors and executives wanted. DC never felt malicious. It was always just a conflict of interest between what the audience wanted and DC, the executives not understanding what they had or what to do with it. It is different when something happens out of incompetence, and it is frustrating, but it is not the same level of hate towards the audience and vitriol towards the audience that the people behind the scenes at Lucasfilm have done. They've done this with Willow, they did this with Indiana Jones, they did it with all of them. And now it's done. Now it's done. There was a rumor that came out months ago that Kathleen Kennedy, now that she's in her 70s, wants to leave Lucasfilm because it's just going to happen eventually because you can't live forever, but that she wanted to go out on a high note and that she didn't want to leave this legacy behind, as even the media has turned against her terrible running of this company. Well, Kathleen, if you ever hear this, I doubt you will, but let this put out in the ether, that you will go down in history as one of the worst CEOs of a movie franchise ever. Why? Because the audience disliked you so much because of what you did. Doesn't matter what people behind the scenes think of you. That is a small, much smaller percentage than what the audience, the great audience that saw what you did to the franchise this popular, and that you run it into the ground so that fans who were that passionate and that in love with this world don't even feel a thing anymore. When you announce something, when you say something, when you make it seem like progress is about to happen, when you even get a director who's done a popular movie, no one cares about it at all, because in the past, all you've proven is that you guys basically bullied the original fans of this. You told them that what they liked was stupid. You did things to the characters to hurt the fans. Yes, you can do stuff to hurt the fans. Think about it. Please, if you think that this is impossible, think about it. If you hated somebody and you knew that there was something they loved, and it could be a character or a story or whatever, and you wanted to hurt them, wouldn't you maybe try to use the thing that they like in a way to hurt them? Like, it does genuinely hurt people on a deep level when you do this stuff, when you try to taint the things that they liked and the things that they were comforted by in the past. That has happened. And let me tell you, as a person who is a fan of this character and what happened to that, yes, there are people out there who will use the things that you like to hurt you, and yes, it does hurt a lot, and eventually you get to the point where you can't take it anymore. All it is the hurt. You understand the people behind the scenes don't like you, don't like what you're a fan of, and so you have to move on. You have to let go of it. You have to not pay attention to it anymore, because it's just the thing that hurts you, and that is what's happened. And this is a big, you made your bed, lie in it moment. Kathleen Kennedy, there isn't going to be another successful Star Wars film. There isn't going to be another successful Star Wars show. There isn't going to be anything successful from your regime. That is the way it is going on in the future. This is your legacy. This is your legacy with your Force is female crap. This is your legacy with all those stupid people that you hired, like Leslie Headland or Amandla Stenberg. What's that her name? Amandla. All of these people who just took it upon themselves, all of these people who are well off behind the scenes, they have all this money and they didn't need to take over this stuff, but they did. They co-opted the greatest franchise in the world, one of the greatest pieces of pop culture ever, and they ran it into the ground so that nobody cares anymore whatever you say about this. So I hope you realize that, and it doesn't matter what you announce in the future. This is your dark hole that you're going to sit in with the dregs of the Star Wars franchise. And we'll see if anybody hears this video or anybody sees it, because as I said, Star Wars videos do not pick up anymore, because that's how few people care. But that's just the way it is. That's the way it's going to be going forward, and I hope everyone realizes that. I hope maybe when Lucasfilm is forced to shut down because you can't make a buck anymore, maybe then you realize that. Anyway, and anywho, thank you all for watching this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you still care about Star Wars? Do you think anything could come by in the future and awaken people from the apathy that they face now as their favorite franchise has been destroyed? Do you think people can ever separate themselves from the pain of what happened with all of the Star Wars stuff for the past 10 years and appreciate the original? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. As always, new short film comes out tomorrow, actually, and I will see you guys next time.